Good evening and a very warm welcome to Radio and Television Tonga News Package for the hour. Making headlines, World Food Day commemorated early in Tonga today as the special day falls on a Sunday this year. Lord Speaker of Parliament approves the outcome of agendas of the She Leads Valealea 2022 and Tax Week becomes more and more successful every year. Now I'm Rafanado Bola with the stories in detail. Due to the government withdrawing from its hosting obligations of the Pacific Games in 2019, the Kingdom of Tonga and the Pacific Games Council, with the Tonga Sports Association National Olympic Committee or DASANOC, have successfully negotiated in good faith to the following: a confidential settlement including an apology of claims brought against the Kingdom of Tonga by BGC and the Office of the DASANOC, an appropriate acknowledgement of the consequences caused by the Kingdom of Tonga to the BGC and the Office of the DASANOC in Tonga, and also the Kingdom of Tonga's decision to enter into settlement in good faith is in the best interest and future of the sports, not only here in Tonga but also in the wider Pacific Islands. The Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Forestry commemorated World Food Day today with the theme Leave No One Behind, Better Production, Better Nutrition, a Better Environment and a Better Quality of Life. The Food Division of the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Forestry organized programs to mark this special day, which started with a prayer service followed by competitions and entertainment performed by the Mamaloa Side School of the Free Wesleyan Church. Alice Itubo takes up that story.
The ministry organized these programs to mark this special day to promote the importance of eating healthy food, learning how to preserve food and ensure that it is clean and hygienic for daily consumption. Locally produced flour made out of root crops such as kape, taro, breadfruit were part of the exhibition today. The acting Prime Minister Honorable Sami Waibulu elaborated more on the importance of World Food Day.
Also celebrating the 42nd years of our joining as observer at the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. And also we are celebrating the 77th year of the founding of FAO as arm of the United Nations in 1945. The annual commemoration of the World Food Day reminds us every year the importance of food worldwide. It reminds us that there are more than 820 million people in the world go hungry. It's different from Tonga. More people die of too much eating. It also reminds us today that there are more than 2 billion in the world are suffering from malnutrition. This is why the annual commemoration of the World Food Day is so important for the world. Tonga is very susceptible to natural disasters, climate changes and international shocks. These are the real characteristics of our agri-food system. Therefore, this part of the theme challenges us today that everybody must work together and harder to create a resilient food system to encounter these disasters.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Agriculture, Food and Forestry, Lord Fohe, shared the World Food Day message from the Director General of a Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO.
Dear friends, these past 3 years we have dealt with the COVID-19 pandemic, natural disasters, conflicts and war, and interrupted international supply chains, all the while facing economic recession. The race for inequality and food prices, among other difficulties, demonstrate how interconnected our economy and lives are. It is a concern which greatly impacts those already facing food security challenges. To date, 3.1 billion around the world still cannot afford a healthy diet. Hunger continues to rise, having affected 828 million people in 2021.
The food division has been in operation for over 20 years. World Food Day is celebrated annually on the 16th of October. However, Tonga marked it today on the 14th, since the 16th falls on a Sunday. World Food Day was commemorated today at the Digicel Square to promote the importance of eating healthy food to minimize NCDs in Tonga. Reporting for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Alice Tupo.
The Lord Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, Lord Fafanua, approves the outcome of the agendas of the Shilits Falealea 2022 that began this week. Alice Tupo again with the detail.
These agendas, including the amendment of the Building Code Act, were submitted by the Noble Representative Number 1 of Hapai, Sureti Safi. The second agenda is a proposal to designate a special parliamentary seat for women, submitted by the Minister of Internal Affairs, Seini Vaifo. The final agenda was the petition from Tongatapu 6 People's Representative, Salamasina Basi, submitted to amend the law to lower the voting age from 21 to 18. During the deliberations, the Prime Minister Ilaksani Fatomafi elaborated on the outcomes. All Shi leads of Falealea MPs present voted in favor of the bill. It was tabled into Parliament by Shi leads Falealea Hapai Number 1 Noble Representative Sureti Safi proposed two amendments to clauses 5 and 19 of the Principal Act. The Building Control and Standards Amendment Bill 2022 proposes to add to the powers of the Building Control Authority the responsibility to ensure that natural disaster resilience and climate change considerations are included when they review the National Building Code and the regulations. The bill also gives the minister responsible for infrastructure the power to make regulations to prescribe building and planning standards to integrate resilience in climate change into the National Building Code. 26 Shili to Falealea MPs voted and passed a motion for an order submitted into Shili to Falealea 2022 by the Minister of Internal Affairs, Honourable Seini Vaifo. TSM is a set of positive or proactive affirmative action measures to narrow gender and promote gender equality and women's empowerment. The call was made to the Legislative Assembly for the allocation of reserved seats in Parliament for women. In the motion for an order, it noted that in the 2008, 2010, 2014 and 2021 general elections, no women were elected into Parliament. From 1951, when women were given the right to vote, only 6 women MPs made it to Parliament and 5 were non-elected female MPs. The Shili's Falealea motion for an order points out this is a true testimony. It is a struggle for women in Tonga to get elected into Parliament. Reporting for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Alice Tupo.
The Ministry of Revenue and Customs has made it clear that the success of Tax Week is increasing every year, a positive indication that more and more businesses are paying taxes in the kingdom. This year's Tax Week ends today following a week filled with programs organized by the ministry to celebrate this special week. We'll have Alice Tupo again with the detail.
In an interview with the Deputy Chief Executive of the Ministry of Revenue, Gilifi Heimuli, he said, "It is clear from the Tax Week program has been a success throughout the years, and it is very effective in promoting the importance of paying taxes. This week, the ministry held a seminar that started on Tuesday and ended yesterday for all retail and wholesale industries that pay consumption tax as well as construction, tourism, financial services, financial transfer services and other sectors. Heimuli adds all of these technological advancements were a key part of the seminar to improve the country's public pay taxes in accordance with law and tax regulations. The ministry believes if taxpayers closely follow tax regulations and laws, it will help raise money to help build a resilient and prosperous Tonga in the future. The theme for Tax Week 2022, Scaling Up Digital Transformation for a Prosperous Tonga. Reporting for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Alice Tupo.
The Universal Peace Federation of the United Nations has donated 40 laptops to the Ministry of Education to assist students who were affected by the double crisis at the beginning of the year. The assistance aims to encourage students of the affected area from the Tonga Hunga by eruption, followed by the COVID-19 pandemic, to receive equitable education as the education system copes to recover the impacts of the disaster in Tonga. The Universal Peace Federation Regional Manager for Oceania, Yutaka Yamata, told Radio Tonga News the assistance is in line with the organization's mission of building a world of peace in which everyone can live in freedom, harmony, cooperation and prosperity. He added that the Universal Peace Federation was established in 2005 as a global network of individuals and organizations dedicated to building a world of peace. UPF implements its program through a global network of ambassadors for peace and encourages all religion to dialogue and cooperate for peace based upon the recognition that human dignity derives from an universal divine source of harmony and unification. UPF offers relief in humanitarian programs with service learning projects, character education and sports program with a special focus on personal leadership and peacemaking skills. Meanwhile, these laptops will be distributed to students by the Ministry of Education in collaboration with the SET project in identifying students who are in need of technology to assist their studies. It is understood that the donation comes at the right time amidst the Ministry of Education's laptop distribution project for high school students through a 50-50 partnership. The assistance was received by the Education CEO, Dr. Tangina Moimuistin, and 3 other deputy CEOs, namely Manu Akauola of the Finance Division, Iskelioko of the Secondary Education Division, and Lola Pega-Totaha from the Corporate Service Division. And the Ohai Incorporated Tonga conducted a tree planting event at Kahawa to support Tonga's second nationally determined contribution target in planting 1 million trees by next year, 2023. Ohai Incorporated Tonga is a non-government organization dedicated to addressing climate change in Tonga and the Pacific as well. The organization is headed by Mr. Willie Losi. The event highlighted Tonga's commitment to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and provide food security, good health and sustained livelihoods in the kingdom. Australian High Commissioner His Excellency Miss Rachel Moore said the target was recognized during the National Climate Change Week last month as a public commitment throughout the kingdom. She stated that contributions such as picking up the rubbish and planting trees are the things that make this highlights difference. About 405 seedlings were planted at Kahawa, including Tongan gardenia, ladyfinger banana, and Heilala plants. The event was attended by the Chief Executive Officer for Tonga Waste Authority, Mr. Malakai Lomusika, Acting CEO for the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Sports is up next, proudly sponsored by Pacific Timber and Hardware.
Tonga go! Scott's now Jennings, but I look past the two-part. Here's trouble. Jennings winning it, and he pushes away from TV.
Welcome back now to the latest from sports. A Rugby Academy program has been established for children aged 12 to 20 with the aim of strengthening and developing their talent in sport. This program is dubbed Tonga Smart Rugby Academy and was launched earlier this month with the objective of empowering young local talent and preparing them for opportunities that rugby has to offer. In an interview with the facilitator of the program, Siosiwa Taumalolo, he says he hopes the program can reach the outer islands and is available for young boys ages 12 to 20. He says registration for the academy is made available for the public to attend their training every Tuesday and Thursday evening while hoping to negotiate with Tailolo College rugby field or the Four rugby field for the academy training pace. Meanwhile, they've been having their training at Wunawurf parking lot and Apifo College, with approximately 30 to 40 teenagers have registered for the program. Taumalolo believes in the Tonga Smart Rugby Academy will expose young local players to international and regional highlights in sports, giving them the opportunity in sports. And members of the Tongan Rugby League team visited 27 primary schools across St. Helens in the United Kingdom yesterday, ahead of their match in the World Cup next week. 27 schools were visited by up to 40 members of the Tongan team, with students asking questions in each school and getting pictures with the players. The star that was invited to the visit at St. Mary's and St. Thomas Primary School, which hosted Tongan coach and former Saints coach Christian Wolf alongside Tosiwatauki Aho, Aden Fonua Blake and Jason Taumalolo, who even taught a move of the traditional dance, the Sipitau, to pupils. That's it from sports, with the kind sponsorship of Pacific Timber and Hardware. That wraps up this evening's news package, but before we part, here's one final look at today's top stories. World Food Day commemorated early in Tonga today as the special day falls on a Sunday this year. Lord Speaker of Parliament approves the outcome of agendas for the She Leads Whalealea 2022, and Tax Week becomes more and more successful every year. In supporting our Matema Tonga team, only 2 days left before the Rugby League World Cup kicks off in the United Kingdom. And that's it for tonight. Thank you for your company. I'm Waifunatu Bola. Have a pleasant weekend.